Hey, what's going on YouTube, and welcome to this quick follow-up video to a video I made about almost 9 years now ago about using a disk cleaner to fix my Wii disk reading error problem. And I was checking YouTube analytics, and that's actually still today in late 2019 one of my top viewed videos and commented on and watched, so which is really strange to me because that's a really poor quality video. But it also just tells me 70% of that was based on searches. And one of the things that people mentioned in that video is they think I put in the disk backwards and that's why it wasn't working. But I still have the original here, and so I thought, I mean, a lot has changed since then, and I thought I would just share a couple of additional things that you can do as an option if the disk cleaning doesn't work. The whole reason I made that original video was because I was able to buy it for like $7, and it's like, you know, my Wii's not reading any discs, $7 just to see what happens, and it worked. So I shared it and was like, cool, maybe somebody that will be useful for somebody else to have an inexpensive way to fix your Wii. Now, whether I put it in backwards during the live demo or not is really irrelevant. I mean, the issue of the day was fixed with the issue. However, that's not necessarily going to work for everybody, and not to mention that there's other YouTube videos on how to, you know, fix drives and do other things. And sorry for all the background noise. I got my washer going and the furnace is on, so hopefully you can hear me okay. But anyway, so one of the issues though that came up later was at the time most of the discs that I used were single layer DVD, but then this drive never has been able to play dual layer DVDs, and I think Super Smash Brothers was one of the first games, if I recall, that used a dual layer DVD that I could not actually use. So, a couple things. One, I ended up doing a soft mod, and if you look up Letterbomb, it allows you to put custom firmware on there to make backups of your game discs and put them on a USB drive. And that's what I did for the longest time, is I made backups, run them off the USB. However, because it could not read dual layer DVDs, I could not back up not only could I not play my dual layer DVDs, but I obviously could not make backups either. So, fortunately, if you have a Wii U unit, the Wii U has a virtual Wii console built on this, and that same exploit works. So I was able to put that same custom firmware on the virtual Wii console on the Wii U system, and then make my backups, put it on the USB, and then play it on the original Wii. So that was one option that I had done for a while. And then I moved on to emulation. A lot of the emulation over the years have gotten a lot better, and as a matter of fact, I have this, whoops, pushing buttons here. I have this dongle here that will allow you to connect your original Wii hardware via USB to your PC. And then you can use the Dolphin emulator to run your games. And in this case, not only have I done that, but I've also set up Hyperspin with Rocket Launcher in the background, because, you know, it's one thing, it's kind of cool to show off your collection, you know, and go through different games, but sometimes, you know, you may not know or remember what the gameplay is like, and one of the things that I like about Hyperspin being a front end, which is another option you can do, is, let me go to the, see, I think let's go to, see, that's these are the, see, we need to go to Wii. Here we go. So this is the Wii menu I have here, and as you can see, it's sorry if it doesn't come out well on this video of my screen, but basically I have a 2-screen setup, so whatever you have on here shows up on the other screen too, for most of the systems. But if we go in here and just for example, you know, I had Super Monkey Ball Z. So if I go over to T and go backwards. So let's see, Super Monkey Ball. So it has the, you know, the box art, screen video. Now the thing is I'm using a community database and the video files and images. So the only downside is when you make your backups, you have to, the way that Hyperspin works is you have to have the same name that's in the XML database. So it can be kind of tedious to rename all your files when you make the backups, but at the end of the day, it makes it very handy like this, and then you can just launch right in. Now, by default, I have everything set up to use the tank stick by default. So, which for a game like this is not necessarily the best. You can use it, but one of the things that we could do here is, or just to show you, since I don't have, let me exit out here real quick, the individual game profile set up, what you can do is launch the Dolphin emulator directly, choose to use the real Wii remote, and then when you go to play the game, now I'm going to be able to use the actual Wii controller. And for, like I say, for games like this, the motion sensing is it's more of what it's designed for.
Super Monkey Ball, banana blitz.
So we'll go over here. Now again, you know, again, the whole point of this is we now have multiple options, and I've gone through multiple options, and nowadays I just play it on the PC more than anything because it even upscales and you get a better picture on here than you do on the regular TV. I have added the Wii and the Wii U to my Nostalgia Entertainment Center in the other room, which even with those I use like EverDrives and Harmony for the Atari 2600 so that I can put all the game backups on one cartridge, leave it in, play it on the original hardware, but not have to, you know, switch out games and be able to preserve these. Now I don't have to worry about these getting scratched or my old ones getting corrosion or anything like that. But as you can see, you can now play everything, all the games, directly on your PC.
Ready?
So clearly I'm pretty rusty on this right now, but again, just wanted to show that, you know, there's a lot of cool stuff we can do to make the games that don't work anymore work. So again, I hope this gives you some ideas on what you can do if, you know, you're trying to get your original Wii to work and you can't. You know, you've got the Wii U option with the Virtual Console, the soft mod to play on the USB drives and back up your own games, or take your backups and play them on the PC with emulation, which is all free software. So again, I hope this was helpful and gives you some additional context to that old video, some other additional ideas you can do. And thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.